Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Celvion song still pending. And we are here today with our current lovely guest, the illustrious Keely A.
Hello. Hello, Cell. Thanks for having me on.
Um, Happy to have you on. Actually, honestly, you were one of the first. You were on my short list of people that when I first came up with the show was like, oh, I should have Key on.
Aw. Well,
So
that means a lot. Thank you.
yeah. So tell us about yourself. Give us a good introduction. Who is Key?
All right. All right. You ready for the spiel? Here we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Key Lee A, though you may call me Key. I'm a shape-shifting shadow dragon VTuber and variety streamer. I do a lot of voice acting. I play Metroidvanias, Souls-likes, RPGs, JRPGs, and I have a lot of fun over on my stream, twitch.tv/KeelyA, and always doing something different. Got multiple models, and we keep it fun. We keep it fun over there. Mhm.
Lovely. Yeah, you're always playing like super cool like classic games. Like
I
I'm
do my
always
best, yeah.
every time I pop over there, you're always doing something.
Thank you. Yeah, I just haven't really played any retro recently, but I would like to definitely get back into it.
Is I'll play. Yeah, I mean I get how it is. I was trying to do like a big retro thing. Games that I was interested in came all at once. Been doing like catch up for like 4 weeks now.
Right? Oh my gosh, I get that.
So it's like, oh, we'll get back to the marathon eventually.
I believe in you. I know you can do it.
Yeah, actually, I popped into your stream last night. Like you're
Yeah?
doing like Hyrule Warriors game, right?
Yeah, we literally just started that one yesterday. I was gonna start it after Kazan, and then the ending of Kazan really made me mad, and I didn't want to be mad on stream. And I told myself, you know what, Key? Just, it's okay to have fun. And I turned off the game and I booted up Hyrule Warriors, and that's
That's
what I'm gonna be
awesome.
doing now.
Yeah, it's actually the only Warriors game I ever played.
Really?
Uh, I well that I played one of that my friend brought over one. Obviously, like I didn't like play it.
Hmm. Oh,
Uh
they are.
yeah, I they're very good for like fan fan service. There's the word.
A bit, yeah. The the Muso genre is so widely encompassing. We now have Persona 5 that has the Musou with strikers. We got, of course, Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors is a thing as well, and Hyrule Warriors too. And Hyrule Warriors has been around since like 2014 or so. That whole genre is just really, really fun.
Sure, for sure. By fan service, I did mean like here is this obscure character from the franchise that we're doing the big collab with, with, all the with Marion from Link's Awakening being added to Hyrule Warriors and stuff like that.
No, I didn't know that she was at it. I had no idea. So, spoilers. No, just kidding. It's no big deal.
I honestly, I think a certain amount of those characters aren't even in the story, so I think they're just like characters for like play.
Okay. Right on, right on.
I don't know. It was all from like their ad camp for all the DLC.
Ooh, right on. I look forward to definitely playing more of it, that's for sure.
But yeah, so you said you do voice acting. Play. You do voice acting. I
I do, mostly on my own stream. I haven't done anything official, but yeah, I do from time to time.
I find that really well. I do like the voices that you give characters when you RPG.
Hmm.
They're always just
Thank
very
you.
fun. They feel very like they do feel like anime characters. Rare.
Why, thank you. I do certainly appreciate that.
Actually, I was gonna ask, have you ever done like an audition for anything voice acting?
No, see, in my head, I need to have a demo reel. That's what my brain keeps telling me. But the thing is, I don't understand or know how to make a demo reel. So I've never officially applied for anything.
Okay,
So I just do my own VA stuff on my own streams,
that is
and
so
that's really
funny.
it.
It's so funny because that is the exact reason why I don't do anything VA. Like,
I don't understand how to do it, so
yeah,
uh,
they're like, you need to talk to yourself in like multiple voices and say things that are not from a script you can find online. And you need to put your best voice like in order of how good your voices are. And I'm like,
yeah, it's definitely something I've struggled with and something I need to actually, put my foot forward and work on at some point here soon. Because I think that would be a good spot for me to, work towards and go into.
yeah, agree. That would be. I could really see you getting like actually getting roles.
Aw, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I actually have genuinely thought about hiring a voice actor coach. Typically, just have them like guide me through making a demo reel.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Be like, okay, so we're gonna teach you how to voice act, and I'm like, I'm good on that part. Just what goes in a demo reel, please.
I understand that on such a deep level. I don't need somebody to teach me how to sound because I'm pretty sure I've got that pretty well. I just need to I just need guidance on how to apply and set up demo reel stuff, yeah.
Hi.
Blah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Funny enough, I have actually did do some auditions on. Heard of casting call?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I applied to a bunch of stuff on casting call. Never,
Hmm.
never got callbacks.
Aw.
Happens.
Hmm. A lot of them, they really want those examples. They really want those demo reels.
Yeah, just sending in your, like test line. Isn't always the amazing technique, or you know what I mean. The amazing foot as you might think it would be.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I have a good friend who is actually really deep in the VA field right now and is getting roles in games and stuff. And I've been going through her for like tips and tricks and stuff like that. I need to bug her to help me with a demo reel. That's what I need to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Uh, so yeah, about so what got you into streaming?
Oh, that's the story. So I grew up playing video games with my dad and my little brother and sometimes one of my other siblings. And we would all crowd around, the TV, sit on the couch together and just play. And when I eventually moved out, I got some friends and I lived with them for a bit and we did very similar stuff. And then when I eventually moved out again and was living on my own, I didn't really have that anymore. And so my go to as a replacement was streaming. I could be there, sitting, doing the gaming, and chat could be everybody else on the couch. And it would still have that same sort of feel and energy. And that's what I try to bring to my streams whenever I do end up streaming. It's just a comfy space, for me to chill and play whatever I want. And it also helps me get through my game backlog, of which I have a massive backlog. I really need to work on that better.
I totally feel that. I I actually watched a YouTube video on how to clear your video game backlog the other day, and it made
Hmm.
me laugh because their technique is to throw away half of your backlog. And it was like
Honestly,
and it was like a 20-minute video, and he's like, yeah, so this is all the things I did, and in the end I decided I had to throw away most of my backlog, and I'm like,
yeah.
that's not filling your backlog out though.
Yeah, no kidding. I think to this day, and I try to finish a lot of the games that I do end up streaming because that's what I always do. I like going all the way to the end of the game and beating on the stream, and it feels good. I have a huge list of games that I have completed this way, and it just keeps growing.
I yeah, actually, your Dragon Gaming glossary on your Discord
Yeah.
server.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually why I added a very similar thing to my Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I just thought it was so cool that you just kept like a running list of games you've played. And I was just like, oh, that's so nice. I could like point people at that when they ask me if I've played games and stuff. I'm like, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, my gaming glossary. It goes back literally about a year before I became a VTuber. So a year of games pre VTuber key is also listed on there as well. I can't believe I've been streaming for technically 5 years, four of those as a VTuber.
Wait, we've been streaming for the same number of years? We started the same year?
I guess so. I guess so.
So that's like we're like that makes us like retro now at this point.
Yeah, I started streaming even further back, honestly, but it was never like a consistent, constant thing. I think my first time streaming was back in 2014, and I streamed a long playthrough, all in one sitting, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And I had one person in chat, and all they did was backseat the entire time, and they were the reason why I was able to beat the game in one sitting. And then I didn't really stream again until like 2017, and then I tried to actively stream around then, and that's when I got my affiliate. And then I took a break for a few years because I moved back in with family, and then I restarted during COVID.
Awesome. Actually, yeah. Play
Sorry, I end up rambling.
perfectly. That is what this part of that's what the show is really here.
Fair, fair.
Um Yeah, that's what they always say about podcasts. That's like the stuff people. Um, but yeah. So what got you into VTubing specific?
And this part will probably not be too much of a surprise, but I was a face cam streamer pre VTubing. Um, I came out as trans. And I
Fair.
was like, you know what? I don't want my face on stream anymore. I want to be cute. And I saw, I think the very first VTuber I ever saw was Gura. Just something silly that was posted on YouTube, and I was like, this is something you can do? And so I was showing my best friend at the time because she was at my place, and I was showing it to her. I was like, check this out. This is something you can do. And she's like, well, let's figure out how to do that for you. And we found Vroid Studio, and she booted it up on her computer, and she was like, well, give me some ideas for a character and I'll see if I can make you something. And 6 hours later we have 1.0 key.
That's awesome. I had no idea you started with a Vroid.
Yeah, I started with a Vroid. I had Vroid all throughout my first year as a VTuber, and then for my 1 year VTuber anniversary, a friend gave me a live 2D model of my dragon form, and then also I was able to commission my 2.0.
Awesome. Yeah.
Mhm.
I, for the record, anyone who's interested in V, highly recommend starting with Vroid because it's free and it's a surprisingly good program.
And it's only gotten better too.
It's actually,
It, they've made it so much better than what it was when I first had my original model made.
remember when they always had like that Vroid face that
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I do.
it always looked like the
Hmm.
same person, just a different outfit.
Yep, yep.
Oh, it's terrible. When I
It
was at
was,
Vroid, I had to completely redo the entirety of the textures to make it not look like a Vroid.
oh my goodness. So you haven't seen my 1.0, have you, Sal?
I have not.
Would you like to?
Would love to actually.
All right. So I keep a lot of my old stuff all the time. So I still have 1.0 key fan art and model screenshots. So let me go ahead and see about sending this to you real fast. Shouldn't take about a moment. Shouldn't take about a moment. Let's see here. There it is. There it is. So there is 1.0 key.
Oh wait, I have seen this.
Yeah, I think you were around when, like, towards the end of that era, honestly, because I met Syl in November of that year.
Yeah, I think this is like around when I first
Hmm.
had up on.
Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. The then versus now. Wild, truly.
For sure. Although I will say that is a really good.
Yeah, you'd think so?
Yeah, it looks way more edited in like you have dragon
So,
wings and stuff. Like
so the dragon wings are a PNG that I held behind my model on OBS. They were not attached to the model.
love it.
The horns, I ended up ripping an FBX out of Final Fantasy 14 and placing on my head at the time. And those glasses were also an FBX from Final Fantasy 14 as well. I had learned to do very minimal model editing back then.
It's awesome. Honestly, that just flashes me back to the one stream where I'm like, I want a hat for this one specific game, and I just had like a 2D hat floating like on top of my head when I the wings part. Just
Hmm. It's fun.
eh. So you got into VTubing because of Gura then.
Yeah, Gura was the very first VTuber I ever saw. Hmm. And was the one that would made me go, wait a minute, you can do that? That's something you can do. And I was familiar with other programs very similar to like Vroid too, but they were never super interesting to me. I think one of the programs for its like thumbnail has a picture of a raccoon with this big goofy grin on. And I contemplated trying to do something with that before I tripped and fell into Vroid. I
It's
cannot remember what that program was, but yeah.
called Face Rig.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Funny enough, they
Hmm.
actually added an anime update that like anime character in 2D entirely because of the VTubing boom, just for nobody to use it, basically.
Nobody used Face Rig. It wasn't that good.
But the funny thing is, official collab with PewDiePie, so you can just be PewDiePie on that game if you on that
Oh
program if you
my
want.
goodness. That's ridiculous. I
I
had
mean,
no idea they did that.
like weirdest collab with in a game. A game like a program.
Hmm.
It's up there on like weirdest collabs I've heard of.
That's amazing.
Impersonate PewDiePie online. Do it with Face Rig. Um,
Octodagna. Yeah, yeah. It had a bunch of really goofy options that you could use. I did download it. I think it's in my Steam library still. Um, it was just so goofy.
yeah, honestly, part of me still kind of wants that program just because it seems
I mean, you could still get it and check it out. I think it's still on the store.
so like better programs now. I have like video and stuff.
Yeah,
I just like part of me is still like it's one of those things. I'm like I don't think I can take that off my wish list. I have to remember
it's there specifically for nostalgia.
exactly. So, what has been so you've since you've been doing a lot of like retro games. You're very much like a completionist streamer.
For the most part, yeah.
What would you say is your favorite game or games?
The only game that I've really played more than twice on my stream, like to completion, Hollow Knight. I love Hollow Knight. It is my favorite game of all time. I think it is a perfect game. The music, the combat, how tight the controls feel, everything about Hollow Knight is phenomenal to me. And I think that game is what solidified my love for Metroidvanias. Hmm. And I've
Uh,
been playing games all of my life, and I adore Hollow Knight to death.
so I assume that means you're hyped for Silk Song then?
Silk soon, right? Silk soon, right?
Hey,
Please,
it showed up
please.
in that one Nintendo Direct recently for
It's a silk post, I swear.
few
It's not
seconds.
real. Yeah, yeah, it might come out with the Nintendo Switch too. Here's hoping. Here's hoping.
I mean, kind of feels like one of those things that it's just like instead of it might come out soon or it might come out, it's just it might come out.
It's gonna be in a perpetual state of soon.
I just yeah, I feel that.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Though you and everybody else need to know, as soon as that game releases, I don't care if it's a midnight release, I will be going live and I will be streaming it from the moment it drops. But Key, that's out of your time slot for streaming. I don't care. I want to play that game so bad.
Surprise stream.
Exactly. Oh, I would totally gorilla stream it. Yeah.
That's awesome. I honestly did not get very far into Hollow Knight, but I did really like it.
It's the only reason I even got into Hollow Knight to begin with is because that group of friends that I was living with, um they would have me play the platforming type games for them because they weren't that good at it, but they enjoyed watching them. So I would be the one to play those kind of games. So Rogue Legacy was also one that they made me play, and I ended up loving that one too. But I played Hollow Knight and fell in love with it. Just fell in love with that game.
Never really. I really like the aesthetic of it.
It's so good.
You know, actually, okay, so I just reminded myself of something.
Hmm.
I can't. I think it was one of like the first years I knew you, like either like year one or year two, knowing you.
Right.
But you put out like a call at one point saying that people should suggest you more games to play, and then I immediately went on and I'm like, oh, you should play this, this, and this game. And then I went and looked at your list. I can't remember. I suggested one of them. Like, oh, I played that already. You should go check out my gaming glossary. And that's how I originally read through your gaming glossary list.
Hmm.
And every single game I would suggest you had already played.
I I have so many games that I have played on stream, and I just keep adding more to that. Recently, I've been obsessed with dungeon crawlers, like Lunacid and stuff like that. So that has been my recent thing that I've been delving into. Have you seen Lunacid?
uh, Seconds to Google what that looks like. And I'll tell you.
It is a first-person dungeon crawler built like a very mid 2000s game, and it's just really fun. It's tough, but it's fair and fun.
Okay, so no, I have not played it. I think I have seen you specific.
Yeah, I streamed that one on my stream twice during the early access and then when it officially dropped as well.
Yeah, never actually, off the top of my head, I don't know how much played, or at least
No.
like specifically like something that I would call that genre.
Hmm.
I'm sure I've played that have that in it.
Have you played Legend of Grimrock? Oh, that's another really good one.
Okay. At this point, I'm just like, maybe I'll
I can
just.
give you a list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, maybe I'll just like, and no, just hook me up with a list of games I should play.
I have a lot. Like one just dropped the other day that I want to play on my stream here soon. Hopefully soon. I have so much I need to play. Like the new Sea of Stars DLC just dropped, Throes of the Watchmaker, I believe it's called. Loved Sea of Stars. Amazing JRPG that released like a year and a half ago or so. One of my favorite JRPGs in recent years, easily. Absolutely easily. Made me cry twice. I want to play the DLC for that, but back on Dungeon Crawlers, a new one dropped recently called Labyrinth of the Demon King. It is kind of a spooky horror kind that takes place in like old style Japan and whatnot with like demons and stuff and yokai, and it's really cool looking.
I
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not writing these down. I'm metaphorically writing these down to go find.
Here I go rambling again.
Yeah, that's so cool. Um, why? Brain go topic. Um, that's awesome. So your favorite genres are Metroidvania, right, and RPGs, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Hmm.
Nice. Uh, actually, uh, all back. You know the first game that I went to suggest to you, and I just remember
What was
that
that?
story ago, where I'm like, oh, you've
Hmm.
already played it. Oh, you've already played everything I would suggest. That first game was Legend of Dragoon. I was like, oh, Key should play Legend of Dragoon. That's an obscure RPG.
Funny story about that one. I had never played Legend of Dragoon back in the day. It got overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII originally for me. And when I first got into VTubing and started really actively streaming, I had a really good friend at the time, like hardcore pushing me to play that game. Um, so that's why I got into that one, and I had a great time with it. It was really good.
Hear that they had a second game coming out. It got canceled.
I did hear that. I also heard that there was like a remaster of the game that was like put on PS5 store or something, I think.
Yeah, something that I think is really crazy. Is just I think that they pegged Legend of Dragoon 2 PS3 how well Dart would sell as a character for PlayStar's Battle Royale, and then
Oh
they
my
canceled
God.
his. Then that game got canceled.
Oh, jeez.
That like does that make like no sense?
That's silly. That is really silly.
Yeah, it people it like straight up talk about it in interviews. They're like, yeah, they said they'll determine the interest for the game Bible we Dragoon 2 entirely on how well DLC that we then cancel for game.
Jeez. That's silly.
Yeah, it's just sad. Like, oh, uh, anyway. So, um, you're also one of the VTubers that are like my VTuber has some lore.
I have a lot of lore. Yeah, I have a ridiculous amount of lore, and I'm constantly thinking up new lore without writing it down, which is a very bad deal. Always write down whatever you're thinking. If you have lore ideas, write it down. Um, but I do have a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. Here, what a synopsis, like a short blurb of it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Give me just a moment to prepare myself mentally.
No worries, no worries.
So before Key hatched, her egg was used in a ritual that sapped some of her strength, some of her core magic from it, so that another creature could be born. What this did is it made it so Key did not have the ability to shapeshift outside of just being a dragon, like a full actual dragon, or her shadow form. It's a darky wisp looking thing. So, a few years before, my VTuber started streaming, whatever, she went on a journey. She's like, you know what? I want to find a way that I can be me. So I can be like, my parents with their ability to shapeshift into a human-like form and whatnot. She went on a quest, and on that quest, she found a relic, which is ever present on my model anymore. It's this little dragony eye that's on my hip, and that relic allows her to shapeshift into, this more human-like form. On that quest, however, she also found a cursed relic that turned her into a kobold shortly. That's where my kobold form comes from. And while she was on that quest, she was also supposed to be taking care of a ritual that was supposed to be sealing some evil creatures into a cursed sleep, which has been a role passed down to her from her parents and their parents for thousands of years. They've been keeping this cursed sleep going on this evil clan of dragons for thousands of years. And she, while on this quest, did not go and make sure that curse was staying up and going. And so those evil dragons woke up. And then by the time she got back to her kingdom, those dragons had gone over and absolutely destroyed it. And in the aftermath, while everything's crashing down around her, Key escapes through a portal, wounds up on Earth, and loses all of her power. And that's why that's my lore for 1.0 Key. And then over the years of me streaming and gaining followers and love from my community, I have rebuilt that, power, and that's how you have here a true form Dragon Girl Key.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You ever done you done like a lore video or anything? Out of curiosity.
I did a lore video for Keybold, for my Kobold form. I feel like if I did a lore video from my entire lore, I would want art done. I would want a lot of assets done that I just do not have the money to make happen. Um, so I haven't really done anything like that. But there has been script work done for it that I've already put into detail and such.
That is fair. That
But
is.
yeah, I have so much world building for my lore. I have a god pantheon. I have an elemental pantheon. I have the different dragon kingdoms. Key herself is a princess of the Shadow Court. Um, yeah, there's a lot. There's so much.
That's so cool. Yeah. Honestly, I've noticed like a lot of I really respect a lot of people who like go all in on lore because I think that's like the most fun part of VTubing. Well, that and character design, but
Hmm.
and I've like so many people I know, their lore is just like yeah, person, or they're it's just like their thing. They're like whatever their
Hmm.
theme. So I love that. I love that you.
Oh, your audio is like 40% of mine,
Oh,
apparently.
hold on, wait.
60% of mine.
I think I bumped the gain on my physical microphone because it for some reason has a gain knob on it.
Oh, well, you definitely sound clear to me now.
That is totally my bad. I hope that has fixed it. Um, but yeah, yeah, no, I really respect people who actually do write lore. I think that is like one of the coolest things about VTubing that you is like have like a story going on that gets to evolve as you like change models and little
Yeah.
events and updates and stuff.
Every single one of my forms is canon. Well, except for Pony Key. Pony Key was just fun, a fun little side thing that I had done for myself. But yeah, Keybold is canon. I have so much art. In fact, I have a new Keybold model coming soon.
Ooh,
A live 2D Keybold model coming soon.
ooh, that's so exciting.
And it's looking really, really good. And I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, that I'm excited to see it.
Hmm. Maybe I'll
Uh,
have to oh, wrong button. Have you seen the reference sheet for it?
I have no,
Would you like to see it?
I would.
All right, let me go ahead and send that to you then.
That I secret share me, or is that
Oh
I
no, you can
pop
share
it
this
up
with
on?
everyone. This one is public.
Okay, gotta double check
Yeah.
sometimes with people sending stuff.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I do have some secret stuff that I would love to share because I am terrible at secrets. And if I
Oh,
had
big file.
any less restraint than I do right now, I would absolutely be like, here, look at everything I have. Look at it. It is so good. You must perceive.
I immediately like messed that up and broke that. When one
Oh
second.
no! I'll also send you that as well, which
I
is another art piece I had done.
I wish you could like set parameters on S for how big a picture shows
You
up
should be
in.
able to right click it and then transform to fit screen, I believe. I might be
Oh,
wrong.
yes, that would That was 100% correct. Thank you so much
Hey,
for teaching me
yeah, no
OBS thing.
worries. I know so much OBS stuff. I know absolutely a ton of OBS stuff.
Love that I'm just like pinning my desk for people to look at now.
Look over there, everybody. Look over there. It's right there.
Yeah. You know, when I got this set, they gave me for this,
Oh yeah.
and it was just too hard to manage the like system they have for like putting things behind the TV that I'm just like I'm not so it has to be behind the frame of the TV but on top of another TV and I was just like
Hmm.
I'm just not going to bother. So no pictures on anyway. I Yeah, no, that looks so good. Love that. Yeah, no, really hype.
Keyboard is awesome. I've also, within the last year, have come to the conclusion that every single one of my forms also is a different class, like combat, almost tabletop classy wise. So Keyboard is a rogue. Um, does a lot of, thievery, lock picking with her tail type of deal. Dragon Girl Key here is more of a pact of the uh, Archfey Warlock, and I will be having a Anthro Dragon Girl Key who will be a fighter as well. Mhm. Yeah, and there's reference art coming for that soon as well. I the same person who did the art that I just sent you there, the one that's on the front of your desk and the one I sent you there.
Mhm.
They're working on Anthro Dragon Girl Key.
Ooh,
Hmm.
that's interesting. Wait.
Now, the Keyboard Live 2D is not going to be in the style. It's definitely going to be a lot more cutesy, a lot more chibi. In fact, I feel nice right now. And you know how I said I'm very terrible at holding back stuff? I would prefer you didn't show this on stream, but for your eyes only, because you're the host here.
Okay.
Have what Keyboard looks like, at least in the face,
That's so cute.
right?
I love that. Oh, you
Right?
guys should be excited.
It's so good.
Like that is very good. I like that a lot.
I'm incredibly hype. Mm.
I looks like a character from like it looks like it could be like the main character of like a kid show kind of.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of. Hmm.
I think it's the glasses that are making me think that specifically. Just
The
like
glasses are very good. I do like
yeah.
them a lot.
Um actually just as a random question, what would the difference
Hmm.
between a like an anthro dragon and a kobold be? Other than I guess what
So big ass wings, of course. So a kobold is definitely going to be a little bit more cutesy, a little smaller. Keybold is canonically only 3 foot 5.5. Whereas Dragon Girl, like full Anthro Dragon Key, will be 6 foot 8 or so. A lot more imposing, lot less cutesy. Definitely,
okay.
there's a bit of a difference.
Well, okay, okay. So it's just like I get you. It's like height and like intensity and less cute.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Okay. I was
Mhm.
just like my brain is just like aren't kobolds anthro dragons? Kind
They
of.
are, but they're like very small. They're very small and adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kobolds are like garlic.
they're so tiny.
Meant to say garlic sized. I meant to say goblin
Mhm.
sized.
Yep, they are. They are short stacks.
Garlic sized. It's just itty.
The best seasoning, truly. Add some kobold with your meal.
Ah, small.
It's true. Keyboard specifically is very small and adorable.
Actually, as a random question, how tall is your character?
So this character here that is on screen is 5'5.5".
You're about
Yep.
the same height. All right. I was just curious at that.
My full dragon form is 17 feet tall at the shoulder,
Oh,
and that's on all fours. You've seen my
okay.
full dragon form, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely seen your full dragon form. Dragon form, by the way.
Did you see the new art I got for it within the last year?
Oh, I'm like, man, I need to hang out on your stream more.
There you go. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yo, that is so cool.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like an
See,
MMO boss.
right? Dragon form key is terrifying.
So cool. I I do find like I love that I do love that you have like the dragon form because I think you're the only person I've seen who has actually done like a dragon. Even if it's just
Hmm.
an alternate form that you use, just the fact that like I don't think I've seen that anywhere. And I think that that is kind of interesting and weird that that is the case actually.
We need more dragons. This is the moment where I'm going to show. Hey, did you know I'm a member of the Twitch team, the Dragon Council, which is a team of over 80 VTubers that are all dragon themed?
Whoa.
Yeah. They're really cool. And a lot of them do have full on dragon forms like that.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm. Yeah,
S-
there's a whole community of just dragon VTubers like that too. It's good. It's been a lot of
Awesome.
fun. I'm one of the leads on the team.
Super cool. I kind of regret picking such a generic theme sometimes, being robot, because like I am like one of the like top like three most common themes for VTubers. So it's like I couldn't have a niche cool niche group like that.
Aw,
But
you should start one then.
but yeah, uh yeah, that's so cool. So what does your group do other than just being a stream team? Anything?
Your stream team, there's now I personally am not a big collabor, but the team has a lot of collabs. There are a lot of in Discord events that end up happening. Last month we ended up having a Pokemon tournament where a bunch of different dragon VTubers were chosen to be gym leaders. I was the gym leader for the Ghost Gym, and so I streamed myself battling people as they came in to challenge me for that. And then once, if you were one of the people coming into battle, you would earn a badge for each of the gyms, and then there was a big old tournament at the end between everybody that got like a set amount of badges, and it was really cool. We got other stuff going on, like Minecraft servery type stuff. Was something that we did a few months ago. What else? What else? What else? We just have a lot of events planned in the future here as well, which I can't really speak on too much. Um, but there's a lot going on in the council.
That sounds super cool. Also,
Hmm.
I think it's funny that you went with Ghost because I was like, yeah, you know what? If I was to give you another type other than Dragon from Pokemon, it would probably be a Ghost.
Well, that's the thing. And I was asked if I would like to join. I originally leaned towards dark, right? Because I'm a shadow dragon. I enjoy the dark. And I was like, you know what? Yes, I'll take dark. And they're like, no, dark is taken. I was like, shoot. What else could I do? Poison, poison, because, I like to play rogue and assassin type characters. Poison.
Yeah,
No, poison's taken. Shoot. Ghost! Shadows are incorporeal. Ghost would work.
yeah.
And yeah, I just fit right into that niche, and I made a really, really good team for someone that doesn't know anything about Pokemon battling. And I definitely held my own. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. I was just thinking like ghosts fit you very well, like aesthetically. Just like there are a lot of purples
Hmm.
and reds, and I don't know, just something about that really like vibes with
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a very good theme. It's a very fitting theme for me.
you. So you don't know much about Pokemon battles, not a big Pokemon fan?
I grew up playing Pokemon, right? I am
Same.
somewhat okay at the TCG. I have binders of TCG cards. I have played almost every single Pokemon game that's ever come out since, Yellow, really. Um, and
Yo,
I stopped playing around Sword and Shield. And then I only recently picked up Violet. And I really, really had an okay time playing that one, but I'm not someone who does EV training. I don't know anything about EVs or IVs or anything really. I don't know any metas, and so I had people come into my chat with meta builds, and I was like, "What the heck are all these things?" I didn't even know a Pokemon had the ability to resurrect other Pokemon, but apparently that's a thing that one of them does.
Pokemon that can
Um,
resurrect other Pokemon?
yeah, apparently some little bear has the ability to do that.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Neither did I. And then I was like, all right, we're down to the last one. They bring out this little bear and then they use it to resurrect another one that took me a little bit to take out. I was like, shoot, what am I gonna do now?
What would you
They,
say
I
your
think they ended up winning that one.
so? What would you say your favorite Pokemon is?
Ooh, Flygon.
You know what? Based.
Easily. I love Flygon. Alongside like Absol. I love Absol too. Umbreon's really good too. Umbreon's up there.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Those are all very top tier. Like though.
Mm.
I. That's awesome. Total misread.
Huh?
Uh, Nothing. I was just like, wow. I was like, don't like Pokemon, and you're like, no, I love Pokemon. Thought that was funny.
I'm just not good at it.
Hi. So you've mentioned RPGs a couple times. Are you a big like good big tabletop fan or like
I am actually, yeah. I before COVID hit, I was actually in the middle of running a 5e homebrew campaign for 2.5 years. And it was a really, really fun campaign. It was based on the world of Final Fantasy XI, and none of my players knew anything about the world, and it was fun to introduce it to all of them. And each of them had like Final Fantasy themed races and classes, and I had a bunch of homebrew for all of that. And they were excited every single time we had a session. In fact, there were numerous sessions where due to whatever reason, in game and story, numerous emotional moments came up, tears all over the place. It was really good. I love DMing. I really do. I love writing out a story and guiding players through it. But on the other side of things, I've never been a player.
no, actually really funny that you're a DM. So
Yeah.
far, every single person who I have like every single VTuber I've talked to likes Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop RPG. They have
Hmm.
all been DMs, including myself. So it's just
Hell
like
yeah.
no one plays D&D. We're all dungeon masters apparently. I just find that so funny. That's how that has shaken out to be.
It's it's an experience, because I've always been someone who loves to write and create and build worlds. Ever since I learned what RP was, back during my time on Final Fantasy XI, when just somebody was just walking through town RPing, and I was like, what the heck are they doing? Ever since I learned that was something that people did, and then, learn more and more about writing stuff in general and I love it. I love it. I used to write a ton of fan fiction for different things. Um, don't really do that so much anymore, but it's a lot of fun. One of these days, I want to take my lore and turn it into an actual fantasy novel.
That would be really cool. I'd buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, of
I
course.
have I have a Google Doc of just all of my information that is currently available. Not all of it that I have, but all of it that's currently available. If you would like, I can send you a link to that, and you can share it here as well if you would like to. That is up to you.
Sure. Always happy to.
Just to let you know, it's unedited. It is very, very bare bones. It is just general information about my lore and world. That's it. It was written incredibly hastily because someone was asking me for something like that.
You
I'll just
know,
go ahead and drop it into our DMs here.
yeah. No, it's actually funny because like I have actually had that on my to-do list to do with my lore for months now, is to make like a
Hmm.
document or something for people to be able to go read, and
Right.
I have put it off for a year.
Hmm.
So it's just like, it's something that'll happen eventually.
Eventually.
Interesting. Like I've seen it in your Discord, and I have always meant to like sit down and read it at some point. I have not though. Always wanted to though.
It was written hastily and it is not grammatically correct. I do want to add that as a forward. Someone asked me for a nice write up of it, and I was like, shoot, I probably should do that at some point. And then I just, in one very half inebriated state, I wrote out a lot of that right there. And then I haven't really updated it since. I need to, though. I'm just so busy.
I I totally. But yeah. Um. Yeah. Like I am very much the type to have that I wanted like kick the can forever. Just like
Hmm.
it's just like, oh yeah, I can't do that. I'm too busy doing this, and this other thing.
Right?
Yet I somehow always find time to watch dumb videos for.
Oh my god, YouTube shorts are evil. YouTube shorts are so evil. I'll be sitting there, I'll click one, and then 45 hour later, I'm like, shoot, I should have been doing something. I should have been working. I should have been clip editing. I should have been doing anything but this.
Oh, Sam. Except for I do that on TikTok. The
Oh.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on TikTok for an hour, and I'm like, I just wanted to watch like 3 TikToks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
It's ridiculous.
I've caught myself walking around my house, like trying to remember what I was supposed to do, just scrolling TikTok while walking, just
Oh
listening
my
to
goodness.
TikToks, and I'm like, this isn't even productive as far as entertainment goes. I could be listening to like an audio book or an actual proper YouTube video or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, um, would you like to? Oh wait, you can fire. How have I never seen that? That's so cool. I've seen you go all shadowy before. I've never seen you breathe fire. That much more streams. I'm like, man, magic.
Yeah, I've got a lot of fun things I've been setting up. I'm using a new program called Warudo. I started using it this year. There's so many things you can do with it. Like there's all these different like built-in poses, and I like to flip between those on my stream sometimes. Mhm.
That's so cool. Actually, yeah, isn't that the? I think it's the same program that like Zentreya and them use.
I believe so. Yeah.
Hi. which usually lead me to something I don't want, and I get shorts. I feel that. Hi. Actually, this is a dumb question, but if the dragon breathes fire, then like, would every steak that you have be well done?
Uh, if I'm careful enough. I prefer my steaks rare, though.
Yo, best way to have a just in
Mhm.
general. All right.
I've gotten in trouble with a few farmers in my time, you know. I just swoop over, I grab a cow, I go home, I eat cow, and then I have an angry mob at my doorstep. Uh, what's a dragon to do?
How many princesses Princess Key say as Princess Key kidnapped?
Um, I would like to think all of my partners are very, very princess-like to me anyway.
Aw. I just thought it was funny that just like, yeah, the dragon is a princess also, and she kidnapped the princess.
It was Yuri. It was Yuri all the way down.
All right. Want to move on to the questions part?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that if you want.
All right.
I don't mind. I'm just over here flicking through all my toggles just to show off.
Yo, I love the Black Solaris. As if that wasn't
Right?
obvious.
It's really good. We match now. We match now.
For sure, that's awesome. Um. All right. First question that you have received
Okay.
is an all-you-can-eat buffet a challenge?
I could take it as a challenge, yeah. I'm gonna eat it all. It's all mine. It's all going in my mouth. Hump. Listen, I'm a dragon. I don't think a buffet is going to be able to keep the amount of food that I would need to, stay satiated long enough. At least not a regular, human created buffet anyway.
If they gave you like everything that they had in the entire building, it'd be like
Yeah, or the
much.
village.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we're talking at like a what's that one buffet place? A country whatever. Yeah, I would probably get a tummy ache though eating there.
I feel like buffets are always like they're either like amazing or it's
True. Very true.
all
Very,
right.
very true.
Next question.
Hmm.
Um, you could instantly learn any one language. What would it be?
Any one language? Mongolian.
That is an interesting choice.
I don't know. I just think it sounds really cool. Have you heard it?
Uh,
It's a really, really cool language.
I actually had a Mongolian foreign exchange student when Cell's program was getting ran through AI school.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Oh, that's awesome.
the fun part about him was just like you're not gonna be able to say my name. Just so I think he was like call me something. I don't know. He just had like a random like word that made no sense. He's just like call me soda. You can't say my name. Like oh okay.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a very difficult language. Very, very difficult.
Is also the only country where they milk horses product there.
Hmm.
That's that's pretty much the end of my knowledge of Mongolia. Really, is Mongolian foreign exchange student was cool. Their language was cool, and they drink horse milk.
Hmm. I love
Um,
listening to the Who. The Who is so good.
Oh yeah, Mongolian throat singing.
Mm-hmm.
Mongolian throat singing is super
Uh,
cool.
oh, it's so cool. I love
Honestly,
it.
you know what? No, all respect to Mongolian. That's a random one, but that is super interesting.
Right?
Grade A conversation starter.
What language would you like to learn? Mongolian. What? Why? I mean, have you heard it? No. Pull up a YouTube app. Here, listen to the Who. Listen to just them in general. It's so good.
Uh, Next question.
Hmm.
So if you were to tell your past self from 4 years ago anything, what would you say?
I would tell myself to drop two different people.
Oh, fair. Actually,
I would tell myself, you're going to go through so much heartache and tears over these two stupid people. Just drop them.
yeah. Actually, like I would like
Um,
about 4 years ago. I'm like, actually, I talked to that.
Listen, it was Red Flag City, but Kia 4 years ago was still like, I still want to be friends with them. I still want to, hang around them. It was a bad idea. Very bad idea. I only got into so much pain because of it. But I'm honestly in a lot better place and state mentally and everything than I was 4 years ago. So overall, definitely doing better.
That's that's amazing to hear. It's
Hmm.
always want my friends to be.
Yeah.
Next question. Um, so there was that many of. How did you meet your partners?
Oh, now I have three lovely and beautiful partners. I am polyamorous. For those of you who are not in the know, I have my lovely fox, Saritsa, who is currently live. They are all VTubers, because of course they are. I met Saritsa through another VTuber that went by the name Elf Gal Goes. She actually rated into me yesterday. Elf Gal is still a really good friend of mine. Um, and I learned slowly that Saritsa streamed, and I slid into her chat and hung out for a bit, and then she started appearing in my chat. And then when we finally got into DMs, it was almost immediate connection. I have never felt so close to someone in my life.
Aw,
Yeah, me and Saritsa have been through so much together over the last 3.5 years we've known each other now. Sheesh. And then Yarny appeared in my chat about shortly after you and I met, actually. And Yarny was dating Sophie at the time already. And she started asking me questions about streaming, about OBS stuff, about different bots that I use. And we would just casually talk back and forth. And then I learned through a third person that Yarny might have feelings for me. And then we got closer, and then I had a falling out with one of those two people that I mentioned. And then she flew out a few weeks later and met me in person and told me that she liked me. And it was over for me from there. And then me and Sophie got together the following year, just hang out in VR chat because Sophie's a big VR chat streamer, does a lot of VRC stuff. And I was just by myself, and I popped into VR and was like, oh, Sophie's just by themselves. So I went over, requested to join the room that they were in, and we both were just incredibly high. And we were just lounging back and just shooting the shit. We're just talking, and we were able to like just mesh so well together and just have just a normal, amazing conversation together. And yeah, from that one hangout in VR, we got closer and closer, and we started having regular Friday night VR hangouts, and those hangouts turned into date nights. And to this day, Sophie and I still do night date nights. Yeah. I love my partner so much. In fact, you got to meet Yarny and Sophie at TwitchCon back in 2023.
I actually was thinking about bringing up that I was just like, is this
Yeah,
a
we
good time to
met.
bring that up? Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I met you and Yarny and Sophie all at TwitchCon.
hmm
That's so
And
cool.
Razor Girl Luna, who was in your chat earlier, was also there as well. hmm
Oh, hello again. You know, I'm so sorry. I was like, I knew there was another person, but I forgot entirely who the third person or the fourth person was.
Yeah, Luna is one of Sophie's other partners.
Ah, okay,
So
okay, got it.
me, Yarny, and Sophie are a throuple. And then Sophie also has Luna, and then I also have Saritza.
Ah, stay here.
Polyamory is
Yeah,
fun.
my brain was about to say a web of affection.
It's a lot. It is so much.
Like, just like whose date night is it this week? Let's get out the chart.
Straits is on Sunday night, Sophie is on Friday night, and Yarny is on Tuesday night.
But the thing is only this week.
Yeah, if something comes up that would, intersect with one of the date nights, we make sure that, everything is all, kosher and taken care of. However, it does make it really difficult for me to hang out on certain nights. Like, for example, a lot of fun events in the Dragon Council do tend to happen on like Friday nights, and I'll peek over and I'll see a bunch of people just in one of the chats in there, just hanging out, and I'm like, I want to hang out.
I was actually quoting a webcomic about polyamorous romance,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, but that was one of their ongoing jokes that they had was that always had events happen that they wanted for other members date nights, and it
Right.
was like, we gotta go to this, but we have the event and it's night only, but I made reservations 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
It was like a
That's
whole
amazing.
yeah. Um, next question.
hmm
Uh, if you could give yourself one piece of advice to when you first started streaming, what would it be?
Turn off the numbers. No, no, seriously, turn them off. Do it. Do it. Turn them off right now. I know you see them there on the side of your screen. Just turn them off.
You know what? Yeah.
Listen. The numbers, as much as it sucks, and as much as you want to look at them and watch number go up, because number go up is good. We love number go up. Once numbers start going down, it doesn't matter if you still are mid 20 viewer amount or like low 30s, high 20s, doesn't matter. You're going to see number go down and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect how you're streaming. Um, I am so glad I don't look at my numbers anymore because that did really affect me. And I know it does make streaming less fun for the streamer when number go down. So
It
yes, turn off numbers.
is a really hard it's a really hard to have like a healthy relationship with numbers.
It is.
And like I know you can use them for good to like prove yourself, but also it's like the temptation to sit and like that number. I do up. It's just
What you mean people are leaving? Do they not want to watch me? I thought I was doing really good. I just made a really funny ha. What was it not funny? Was it cringe? Do people not like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, it's like two people were just had pizza show up or
Yeah.
they're like, oh, that was a good stream. I don't have time anymore. I gotta go watch. Gotta go get pizza. I gotta go walk the dog, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
like no people.
Nah, it's more than likely 90% of the time just people have lives, and your stream is not all encompassing to them. And
Yeah.
they are not going to be here 100% of the time to watch you, and that's okay because you
Yeah.
have everybody else here as well. And listen, if you looked out on a room and there was 10 people in that room, that's 10 people that are watching you right now. That is 10 people. That's so many.
Oh, 100%. There's a YouTube video I watched where it was like, you have to remember, like the average 30, the average theater is like, it's usually about 30 people per showing ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a whole theater watching you. 30, 40 people. You jump that up to like, 100 is like, like a school auditorium. A
Mm-hmm.
thousand is like a football stadium, and it's like that. Like you have to think about how many people are actually watching. It's a lot.
It is. It's a ridiculous amount. And the fact that they are there for you and they are enjoying what you're bringing to the table, it's awesome. It truly is awesome. So don't get down on yourself past me for seeing number go down. In fact, turn numbers off. Don't even worry about them. Just bring yourself and entertain the masses.
Next question. Uh, can you fly? How good are you at controlling your wings with a Z? Can you use them to hold stuff or lift yourself up without flying?
um, So I don't have it set up in this program, but over on Vignon, I do have the a toggle where my wings will start flapping and then my model will hover in place. So flight is something that I do have the ability to do. I know my wings look a little tattered, but that's okay. I more than make up for it, but with the ability to just, be a shadow, literally. If you're unsure what I mean by that, if you are completely unsure what I mean by that, well, I don't know how well this shows up through the green screen. It doesn't really show up through the green screen very well at all, actually.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. I literally can just become incorporeal, and I mean, I can fly that way. I cannot hold things with my wings. I can absolutely flap them, though. Let me just back up a little bit so you can see them in their entirety here.
that's so cool.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, flight is something I absolutely have the, ability to do. Hmm.
Okay, cool. How about pick stuff up? Can you, like, how strong
Yeah.
would your wings, like, lore wise?
Um, Strength wise, if you were to like say place something onto them, hmm, at least in this form here, they might be able to hold a couple books. They're not super strong, like physically. A lot of my flight is again through magic. Um, Dragon form, full ass dragon form key though, definitely has really freaking strong wings. You could probably put a car or two on the back of one of them and it wouldn't even weigh it down too much. Hmm.
Actually, I have a random question. This isn't even asked. This is my own thought. But dragons have hollow bones like birds.
Um, uh, Hollow bones? No, no, we don't have hollow bones. At least not wing bones or any bones, really. Um, don't be coming for my wings or bones or nails or teeth or scales. Dragon materials are very potent in alchemical stuff, but don't come for mine. All right, I'll bite you.
Hey, uh, armor from like future resources. Got it.
It would be very, very strong armor, and if you made armor from my skills or anything like that, it would more than likely be very darkness resistant. Yeah, no, darkness magic would probably have less of an effect on you. In fact, you will also probably gain, different debuff resistances as well, like blindness and such.
Just like 10% weakness to light magic.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it takes slightly more damage from holy attacks.
Oh, I always find it really funny in games when they say stuff like those percentages, and it's
Hmm.
like how do you know like exact percentages? It's like this is like medieval fantasy. Just like yeah, if I drink this, I'm 20% less likely to set on fire. It's very specific.
Hmm. The percentages and everything are really just there for you, the player.
But yeah, but they say them in universe so often. That's the part that I find funnier.
That's a lit RPG energy right there.
True, true.
I love lit RPGs.
I've actually fallen into a weird rabbit hole lately of actually reading isekai, like
Yeah.
the books, and it's like they're like in RPGs basically, and it's just like
Hmm.
there is so much of it.
There's a lot. There's a lot, and I can suggest quite a few too. Specifically, if you like that style of reading, then check out a series called The Land by Aleron Kong. Aleron Kong. It is one of my favorite book series ever. In fact, I've read it twice and listened to the audiobook like 3 times.
All right. Well, I am immediately making a tab and having that be saved to look at later. That sounds interesting.
It's not really. It I don't want to. I don't want to say anything. I'll just let you go into it with the knowledge that it's a really good lit RPG.
Thank you for the recommendation. I'm like
Of
actually excited to
course.
look into that now.
Mm.
Genuinely, like we haven't like we don't talk as that much, but I definitely like I think your opinions just because of like stuff that you do, what I know of you, I immediately like if you recommend me something, I'd probably just be like, yeah, it's got to be good.
I'm just a super huge nerd. That's all. I am a super huge nerd with a wide array of different interests, and I find particular things in each of those interests that I really, really like. And I'm like, here, I must share this with you now. Check it out. Please check it out.
I I really appreciate that. It's always nice to have like I like that. Uh, all right. Next question.
Hmm.
Um, actually, yeah. Would you be willing to play a TTRPG system that isn't fifth edition?
Depends. I almost got into a group for Fabula Ultima, which is not a 5e setup. Have you heard of Fabula Ultima, by the way?
You know, it's actually mentioned that because
Were you going
literally,
to suggest it?
I was actually just about to suggest it.
I know my lovely wife Saritsa wants me to try out Lancer at some point. Um, I know Yarny wants to do something with what's that one cyberpunk one? It's like cyberpunky. It's
Oh,
like
Shadowrun.
yeah, yeah. I think Yarny has some Shadowrun books, and she wants to eventually do that.
Cyberpunk
Um,
itself is also a tabletop RPG. 77,
oh, I
based
had
off
no
of it.
idea.
Actually, if you bought
No
that
idea at
game,
all.
it comes with the book
Hmm.
for free. It's one of the bonus
Really?
materials.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Interesting.
super cool. Yeah, I always heard Fabula Ultima is stuff of Final Fantasy, so
Yeah.
it's been on my list of to go look into.
It has some really interesting systems, and I want to eventually play one. Whether I would DM it or not, I probably not. I want to be a player. I want to be a player.
I that's totally fair. Forever DM.
I refuse to see. My problem is I refuse to do tabletop gaming online anymore after some really bad experiences of me trying to DM some online tabletoping. Um, I just don't find it as fun as being in person where I can gesture wildly. I mean, I guess technically with my model, I do have that ability now. But I am a very emotive person,
Yeah,
especially in an RP setting. And in tabletop, I go all out with that stuff. I do. And I have a lot of fun with it.
I feel
So
that.
because of that, yeah, because of that, I don't really enjoy doing the online stuff anymore.
How would you feel about like doing how would you feel about doing something like VR then if you were to do?
Hmm, possible. I mean, I do now have full body and face tracking in VR, so maybe.
That's fair. 'Cause yeah, I know they do. A lot of people, or just streamer like shows and stuff. So, or just curious.
Possibly, possibly. See, my problem is with doing it online, you are going to, most of the time, I won't say all the time, but most of the time, whenever I get into a group, there's always one or two people in that group that are not paying attention at all to anything. They are not taking part in any of the RP. They are not listening to lore drops. They are not putting in their own voice to, help nudge the story along in any way, shape, or form. And it frustrates the hell out of me.
Oh, honestly,
I get so frustrated.
okay. No, I didn't even think about that, but that flashed me back to my D&D group from school, where whenever it was
Yeah.
their turn, they'd go play a round of Halo.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
not paying attention to anything. It's
that
an
was
RP game. Join
just...
in.
The worst part is they would separate the party all the time so that they could take Halo breaks.
That's ridiculous.
Uh,
No, thank you.
uh, like, oh yeah, that I didn't even think about that in forever. That was terrible.
Yeah, I imagine so. I imagine so. I had one group I tried to DM for online, and one of the players would just be busy, like doing work or just out driving, and she would be on her phone and being like, so what happened? She'd repeat herself numerous times. She would leave her phone off of mute when she, goes through the drive-through and stuff like that. And so all the rest of us in the Discord call have to like beg her to mute herself and stuff like that. It was a lot, and it was overwhelming. And, ugh, not a fan.
I can imagine. Just like you approach the castle. Yeah, I'd like a double chicken sandwich. You just say that to the guard at the castle. What?
Oh no, sorry, I'm ordering right now. And then they don't mute, and then they continue ordering.
Not no. Oh, I do not know why you request the chicken sandwich.
What is this chicken sandwich of which you speak?
Diet cola. That's some sort of witch's brew.
Hmm. To the stockade with you. We will. um, Rar.
Approach the castle as Gunther the Vile Lord steps from his throne. I'll have two number nines, a number nine large. That's
Oh my goodness. Guard sends them to the witch trials for being possessed by the chicken sandwich. Ah, yes, the witch of the chicken sands.
Chicken
It's not all it's clocked up to be now, is it?
would it be a witch that's a chicken? Or would it be yeah, which of the chicken sands? The
Yeah, the Chicken Sands is literally a location on the world now. It's like a little desert place and it has an oasis that's shaped like a chicken.
that's actually that is actually like grade A world building. Like let's think
And
of
a
like
group of witches convene around this, chicken-shaped oasis, and they do witchery and stuff.
honestly that's the type of like comedy world building that I could actually see plotting into various things.
And here's a throwback for some of y'all, if you get the reference. They worship Pojo, the fire-breathing chicken. If any of you are familiar with Gauntlet.
Funny thing is that like I played a ton of particularly Gauntlet 64 when I was
Hmm.
I I don't remember anything about the plot other than Barbarian needs badly.
Green Knight needs food bad.
Yeah. Oh, and then the bonus level was you destroy the offices of the people who make Gauntlet, and you
Hmm.
unlock the Minotaur, and he's the purple one.
Hmm.
I remember that you had to do that. I don't remember anything else about that game.
I played a lot of I believe it was on the original Xbox, Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Um yeah, I played a lot of that one. And one of the towards the end game, one of the unlockables you could find was Pojo, the fire-breathing chicken, and it was just a little chicken that would breathe fire. Hmm. I believe that was from Dark Legacy. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
The Burger King sends his regards. Oh, that
Ah, it's so good. It is so good.
the
Yeah, it was Gauntlet Dark Legacy, and what it was is if you entered in the name Egg 911 as your name, it would make your character suddenly disappear and become a chicken that breathes fire. Yeah.
yeah, here to unite the kingdoms of Dairy Queen, of the Dairy Queen and the Burger King.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna have a whole just food court of, royalty going on over here now.
uh, honestly, I've always thought it would like. You ever watch D20?
I haven't, but my lovely wife Rachel talks to me about it like all the time.
I kind of on and off with them, but they have a whole series where they play D&D in Land, the board game,
I've heard about that, yeah.
and then they expanded it to other food groups. It was like a whole
Hmm.
thing where just like you're like, yeah, my race is pastrami sandwich, and I'm here to fight for the meat kingdom. Like, okay,
I love that. That is so good. I love silly, ridiculous things like that, though. It's the best.
yeah, uh, a lot of fun. Next question. That was a long.
Hmm.
uh, okay. I am immediately lost on where I am in this list of
Oh
questions. Wait
no,
1 second.
no worries, no worries.
Um, what was the last question? Tabletop RPG. That's what it was.
All
Okay.
right, right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then
So
we
what?
went on the long TTRPG rant.
What drew you to being a dragon as your
So I've always loved dragons, right? I have
course?
absolutely always loved dragons. Specifically, it originated from one of the very first JRPGs I ever played on the Super Nintendo, a game called Breath of Fire. of which I streamed a couple times on my channel already. I can't believe I've streamed it twice. The main character, Ryu, as you go through the game, unlocks different dragon forms that they can shapeshift into to use in combat, which I thought was one of the coolest things ever. They are a descendant of the Light Dragon tribe, and they have to go and beat up the Dark Emperor Zog. And yeah, so every single opportunity that I have to be any way draconic in whatever game, I typically lean that route. I have an aura in Final Fantasy XIV, of which I race changed to the moment aura released, and I have not changed how my character looks since. One day I will eventually play WoW again, and my character on WoW will be one of the new Drakthir race. Um, I love dragons. I do. I never had the big book of dragons, which a lot of people, talk about. They're like, "Oh, Key, did you have this book?" No, I never had that book.
Funny
Um,
enough, I have that book in my right now.
Hell yeah. I played a lot of Final Fantasy 11 growing up as well. It was my very first MMO, and I was just absolutely obsessed with the dragons in that game too. And Bahamut has always been like a really cool dragon in the Final Fantasy universe, and I dragons are just awesome. I had a bearded dragon that I got at the very beginning of COVID, like 2 months before COVID hit and lockdown began. I went out and I got my very first pet that I ever had when living by myself. I had a bearded dragon and I named him Fafnir, which those of you who are, mythology nerds know that Fafnir is the name of a dwarf who got turned into a dragon due to his greed in Norse mythology. Unfortunately, Faffy did pass away last August. After I moved, he just did not do well with the move and passed away shortly afterwards. But I have always been obsessed with dragons. I had that friend group that I told you about earlier that I would do couch co-op with and play games with. They would tease me about being cat-like, and even back then, before VTubing was a thing, and before I had actually accepted my nature of being very draconic, I would be like, "No, I'm a dragon, not a cat." So it's always been a thing with me. I
Funny,
even very much used dragon themed VR chat models a lot before doing VTubing stuff too.
honestly, cat comment is kind of funny because since How to Train Your Dragon, people always been
I,
like all of the they're just like dragons are just big fantasy cats.
yeah, a lot of people say that too. Which I've slowly begun to accept more and more in recent months. For those of you familiar with the other works that I do on the side, Smile.
Dragons are how house cats imagine themselves. you know, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
And also I'm also a huge fan of dragons. The dragon I actually
Hmm.
I
So Celvion becoming Dragon VTuber when? No, I'm just
that'd be
kidding.
fun. I've actually been debating on getting like a fantasy match. So
Really?
many people
Really?
have so many of my friends are fantasy. Like I feel like I'd look weird being the one sci-fi person with
I would say, yeah, you were right there with, Sophie being a android too, because Sophie was a droid for a few years, but recently, for the last like year or so, she switched to being an angel, so no longer a droid, that one. I don't really know that many android VTubers, honestly.
I I see a lot of AI wanting to be like, I'm an AI program,
Hmm.
but very few that are like full robot. But it's enough that like there's enough crossover between those two that we've like that like group is like most common tubing like
Mm-hmm.
together, and it's yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know what I would be with fantasy. That's the hard part. Is that like nothing in my lore directly correlates to something else. If I was to just alternate universe fantasy cell,
Mm-hmm.
so hi. But I was actually going to mention that I have a like a giant statue of a dragon by my coffee maker that holds my
Let's
spoon
go.
for making coffee.
Heck yeah.
I just thought that would be a funny thing to wrap.
I love that. I love it.
Next question. You are approached by a frenzied vault scientist who yells, "I'm going to put my quantum harmonizer in your photonic resonance chamber." What is your response?
Umph.
Okay.
I eat.
But wait,
Or breathe fire on them, you know, that works too. Just
they kind of mentioned like doing something.
hmm
I mean, that feels like might be a
I do not
safer.
consent to this. I will now devour you
Yeah.
whole.
I was gonna say like fire might be smarter because it might be like that might be what they wanted.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They might want to be eaten. Some people like that.
Well, they also have like some kind
I
of
always
tech
forget
thing
about that, you
going
know?
on.
Yeah, yeah. Some people might want that. You're so right. Yeah, yeah, that's when, you know, the shadow magic comes out of nowhere and then, you know, fire breath.
Here. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Key,
Yes.
Keelier, who is the keeliest?
What?
So Key, who would you say is the keeliest?
Huh? Uh, Me, obviously. Me. I am the most key that's ever keyed, that ever will key.
So you're
You,
keelier, but who's keeliest?
oh, not Keely her. My name is Keely A. As in Keely Ayo, as in Keely Gay, as in Dorky, as in whoever's keeliest out there, I will find you. I will hunt you down. You will become part of the amalgamation. You will be devoured and become one of many within me. I will take all that you have and all that you ever will be, and it will become just part of myself.
I love that joke. That was great.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that at all.
um, Next question. What is shadow magic?
It's literally just darkness. Uh, so you know when you go into a room and there's a light on and you see around the bottoms of all like the furniture, the little shadows that are there, or when you're standing outside and the sun's on you, you know the little shadow that you have behind you. Well, see, the fun thing is about shadow magic is I can control that darkness, and I can turn it physical, and I can make it do fun things like wrap around you and put you in a nice sphere of dark void that is unable to be escaped because you don't want to go anywhere, right? Or I could use it to like literally dive myself into that darkness, become one with it, and use it as a way of moving myself from one point to another without being physically there or physically present. Mm. It's literally just the ability to control shadows and darkness.
I have another dumb
So,
question. Oh God.
so for example, this orb right here that you can kind of see, um, it's just pure shadow essence and whatnot.
I have another
Mm,
dumb question.
mm. There we go. Yeah, what's up?
we have one person who does. So we have two. Just hypothetically, we have two wizards. Okay.
Okay.
One is about to cast lightning, and one is about to cast darkening. Which one's gonna hit first? Which one's faster?
It depends on the casting speed of the wizard.
You say dark. Which is better, darkening or lightning?
I feel like if you had darkening in a room, that it would just make the room incredibly dark. Any source of light will, of course, knock out a lot of that. Might not knock all of it out, all the little bits of darkness around the edges of your vision. But it's gonna knock out a lot of it. So lightning, I guess, would probably be the stronger of the two, I guess. This is a silly question.
Yeah. I,
Who
I
comes up with these?
I just came up with a random concept of darkening as the opposite
Oh.
of lightning. I was just,
Oh, I see, I see.
and I just was like, I need to bring that up because Shadow Man.
You're so cute. What the heck? That was adorable.
Uh, but um,
Oh, you want to see Dark Lightning? Is that what you're saying? Is that something I need to show you? Look around my horns. Are you able to see it? Is it picking up on?
that's so cool.
Yeah.
At the rave doing strobe lights, darkening and lightning.
Pew, pew, pew.
um, Next question.
Mhm.
Um, Princess, the blood storage is full. Where shall I put it?
I'm assuming this came from Hero. And I'm assuming that it's regarding our V Rising community server, of which I have, by the way. If you want to be part of my community in my Discord, I am hosting a V Rising community server. So, Hero, the blood storage, if it is full, take out like half of it and go dump it into the blood press and, turn it into primal blood essence. I'll take out a lot of it, I'm sure.
Blood is everywhere. It's on the ground.
It's on the walls, it's on the ground, it's spilling all over the place. Drink it up.
Oh God, there's blood everywhere.
Running from your life from Shia LaBeouf.
My God, what did? Okay, so
My God, there's blood everywhere.
my favorite mod I ever did was for a game was in Lethal Company. I modded
Hmm.
the Bracken to Shia LaBeouf, and it plays the song when it's stalking you.
I love that. I love that.
Just it
Running
is.
from your life from Shia LaBeouf.
You're just like walking down a corridor, just like about 50 feet back, running along on all fours. But don't look now, it's Shia LaBeouf. You turn around and it's
Drops
just
down on all
there.
fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
It's Shia LaBeouf. You just like you have to sit and like look at them behind you while you're to make them not attack you. So it
Mhm.
just plays the whole song.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I
Let's see. Actually, a half V Rising, half key lore question. About what to do with all the blood? Uh, Hero, put it down the hatch in the back of the cave. Where does the hatch go? I don't know. I don't know. It just goes somewhere. It's a hole that I found back there that I covered up. Just go dump it down there. I'm sure whatever's down there won't mind. Maybe, hopefully. Who knows? Down the hatch. Uh,
you're
hey, Keylor, Hero right there is canonically my maid.
okay.
Mm.
Your groomed neighbors just the heck is this?
It's fine. It's okay.
What do you do with
A
this?
little blood never hurt anybody.
Oh, we got a lot of trash. What do we do with it? Throw it over the fence. Where did this come
Yeah.
from? Uh,
Oh my goodness.
Next question.
Yeah.
Uh, oh wait, it's scrolled me back to the. Okay. You know what? New question. All right. What is your opinions of the lichen? Wait. Oh. What is your opinions of the
Lichen?
lichen?
Like werewolves?
Lichen these nuts. That is in the question.
That's probably from Natty.
And
That
actually,
was a Natty one.
I love that.
I see you, Natty. Mm. You know what? Natty has been really trying to get me with a D's nuts joke for a while. And in such a roundabout way, Natty finally has. Finally has.
I
Ah.
read it and I'm like, oh, I should throw this. Like I literally like realized what was happening like halfway through that.
Mm. Rar.
Uh,
Rar. It's messed up.
uh, that was beautiful.
I can't believe this.
Next question.
Yeah.
Oh, also hydrate. Have a
Oh,
hydrate.
hydrate. I love hydration.
Hi. Boy. All right. Um,
Mm.
Key.
Yes.
What is the worst topping to go on a pizza?
Anchovies.
You know, I would have agreed with you until last TwitchCon.
I hate anchovies.
Now,
Hate 'em. Or Brussels sprouts.
this is a
But yeah,
random
go
question.
ahead.
This is just a random. I went to a fancy pizza place, and they had a pizza with anchovies on it, and we just had them like three of your most popular because we didn't know what to order, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got one of the pizzas with anchovies, and the anchovies themselves, gross. But the ones that had the anchovies cooked on it, the sauce was so much better that it was like insane. And I was
Hmm.
like, I'm like, I feel like there's something there. I feel like I can't say I don't like.
Mm. I see, I see. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I will get to have the opportunity to try a pizza with that's really well done that includes anchovies. But that day has not yet arrived. Maybe eventually though. Uh,
There. Actually, okay, this is a thing that we've talked about on my channel a bunch. But I'm just gonna ask your opinion since pizza came up.
mhm.
So everyone always makes fun of Americans with their pineapple pizza, right?
Mhm.
What is your
I love
thoughts?
pineapple pizza.
You too. Yeah, it's my
I love
favorite.
it.
My favorite pizza.
I'm not a big fan of cold pizza like at all. Um
Damn.
But yeah, I know. But I do love pineapple on pizza. I do. My favorite pizza has to be artichoke heart pizza, though. Yeah, artichoke hearts on pizza is really, really good.
Um, but so what is your thoughts on Swedish banana pizza and Polish strawberry pizza?
I don't have any opinions on either of them because I've never tried them. But they do sound like dessert pizzas, in which case I'd probably like them.
They are not dessert pizzas.
I
It,
am not against trying them.
Funny enough, I'm more in favor of the strawberry one as sounding good. Like you put some like sour strawberries on a pizza, like not like the super sweet ones, kind of sour ones. Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. Fresh sliced banana could probably go pretty hard on a pizza.
yeah, I could see it. But yeah, I just there's been a conversation about how it's funny that people hate on us when I think bananas and pineapple but I think bananas and strawberries sound way crazier to me. Those are real.
They do sound crazy. They do. However, I am someone who believes in trying most things at least once first, so I would definitely give it a go.
I agree. I would also totally try those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Next question.
Yeah.
Uh, you ponder the orb. What do you see?
Hmm. Hmm.
That one made me.
Hmm. Do I get a dice roll or anything?
Oh
Is
yeah, yeah,
there
yeah. Yeah, actually, I even
a...
have. Hold on, hold on. I have dice right here.
Oh, you got dice? All right. All right.
I
All right.
actually
Let's
just
go.
got cell color dice specifically for if I've been trying to get AD&D with me.
Yeah. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Got a 17.
Oh, heck yeah. All right. So with the 17, I see I see what I'm having for dinner tomorrow.
Oh,
I would like to think, yes. The thing is, I do not see how it's going to turn out though. I see what I'm making, not how well it goes. I'm going to be making a pasta with a vodka sauce. So yeah, it's a recipe I've never made before. It was suggested to me by Saritza to try to make for me and Sophie's date night because I wanted to try something new. So we'll see.
interesting.
Hmm. I
It's fun.
pondered the orb and I saw pasta.
Uh, Actually, side question to that question.
Mhm.
Do you like cooking?
I do. I do like cooking, but not for myself. If I'm getting food for me, then I'll just throw something in the microwave. But if it's for somebody else, then I go out of my way.
Fair. I love cooking.
Yeah.
I'm
I make
really
a lot of stuff in the crock pot.
crockpot. Crockpot's a lifesaver.
It is.
I am 100% the type who will go all out and then realize, like, because I felt like making something, and then I'll just be like, what am I supposed to do with, like, 6 servings of, like, filet mignon?
Mm,
Just like,
yeah.
why did I make. I've made so much food like I'm having a party just because I've worked in restaurants. So, like, here's restaurant serving. Oh, wait. I'm me by myself. Oh, no.
I actually was not very good at cooking until the last year and a half, really. When I moved in with Yarny and Sophie last August, well, I guess I just a year then. I started cooking more because I wanted to help out and be more useful around the house. And yeah, it turns out I really, really enjoy it, and I really like I really like the reception that a lot of the food I make gets, and it's very fun for me.
Love. All right. Your next question.
Yeah.
We are starting a union. What union busting practices do you employ?
Why would I bust the union? I'm
Assume
all for unions.
would assume it's like your hint.
Implying I need henchmen. I'm a dragon.
You have a maid.
I do have a maid because listen, I'm lazy. I'll let her clean up after me. Um,
Just Harrow, like unionizing.
so Hero is my maid, and technically, canonically, I also have a secretary because listen, someone has to keep me in order because I can't do it. Valeria Awu, who was in chat a little bit ago, is my secretary, and she actually does help me out a lot with my streaming stuff. Bes Besides that, I have no other employees. I have no quote unquote henchmen. So there's no union busting that I need to do. However, if I did need to employ any sort of tactics, uh, fire breath. I would suggest probably fire breath, or just go full dragon form and sit on them.
There.
That would bust them.
Oh.
Oh,
uh,
is that spooky? Did spooky suggest that one? That one makes sense. That makes sense.
Next question. Oh, this question is actually a lot of questions.
Oh no.
What is your favorite animal,
Okay.
video game, movie, color, and food?
Favorite animal is a fox. Favorite movie is it's definitely aged a little bit. It's probably not as good as it, used to be in terms of, with the times kind of deal. But I always have really liked the Boondock Saints. Uh, and I'm not really someone who is big into movies just in general, but every single time I watch that one, it never fails to make me laugh at some point. Um, Color, green is my favorite color. What did I get them all? Did I miss something?
Eh, Close enough. Great.
Yeah, nice. Heck yeah. I love foxes. They're my favorite.
It's awesome. I like
Yee.
foxes. I actually, well, my previous day job got me seeing a lot, and I was like so
Yeah.
happy. I have like 5 pictures of IRL foxes on my phone, just like
Oh, heck
fox,
yeah.
just out windows.
Oh, that's so good. I love that.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
If you were not a DM and a player for D&D, what is your dream character? Or if you were not a DM and got to be a player for D&D, what would be your dream character?
I would play a kobold ranger that is a Drake Warden ranger with a little dragon that she would have the ability to ride on because she is small enough to do so. Uh, yeah, yeah.
I love that you had
That's it,
that
really.
reloaded, ready to go.
It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Ever since I learned that Drake Warden was a thing, I was like, you know what would be really cool? Having a little kobold that could ride on a dragon.
But all right, next question.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, I have like no characters planned for D&D. It's been so long since I've like played and not DM'd. I'm like, I haven't even
Mhm.
thought of it in forever.
The funny thing is, if I make any characters, it would just be me in one of my many forms. So the
Fair.
Drake Warden kobold would really just be my kobold form using a bow, probably riding a dragon.
Next question.
Mhm.
Pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
Waffles. They got the little cups for the syrup to go into. So I'm very meticulous about this when I get waffles. I like to make sure a lot of them, not all of them, because you can overdo it with syrup, but I like to make sure a lot of them are full of little cups of syrup on them, just all through it.
I remember I went through a phase when I had like one of the clip script things where I would
Hmm.
try to make pixel art with my waffles.
I never thought to do that. That's really cool. I like that.
Just like, yep. As soon as I messed up, I'd probably just pull one and waffle.
Humph.
But I did try to do that for a little while. All right.
Nice, nice.
What would you say your order of those three would be? The waffles number one.
Waffles number one. Honestly, French toast number two, pancakes three.
You know,
Not a big fan of pancakes out of the three, but I do love French toast.
honestly, you get points for that because like I'm the opposite with French toast than waffles, but I'm not a pancake.
Pancakes are okay. And it really depends on how they are made, whether they have some sort of berry or fruit inside of them, or, maybe even chocolate chips and banana is really good in them. But see, the thing about pancakes, you have to add those for them to, in any way, shape, or form, be better than French toast for me. And when it comes to French toast, I enjoy making the little egg bowl. I mix some orange juice into there, and I have
Interesting.
orange. Yeah, I have orange French toast, and it's really good with some with some powdered sugar, and it's so good.
Funny enough, I always do pumpkin spice French toast, where I put like
Yeah.
a ton of pumpkin.
Ooh, that sounds good though.
Also, just side note, did you know you can make French toast with vanilla ice cream?
I did not know that, and I'm incredibly intrigued by the idea.
Because apparently, you can't do it with regular milk or any other thing, but for some reason, vanilla ice cream specifically, and if you have it melted, you can add in it, and it.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, something about the stuff that they make it thick.
Hmm.
Just
Interesting.
there's your random fun fact.
It's a good fact. It's a good one.
um, next question.
Yeah.
What is your current favorite memory of being a VTuber?
Oh, that's a hard one. Um,
Hard hitting.
uh, current favorite memory of being a VTuber. Um, I have so many good memories. 90% of my experience as a VTuber is just good memories. Um,
Aw,
so okay, maybe like 75%. That number was a little bit high. Um, but they would more than likely just be moments that I have my partners either on stream with me or I'm on stream with them. I very fondly have a clip in mind that I remember of when Yarny visited me for the first time, and we had an in-person collab, and she brought her stream deck and she put Elden Ring on it, and we were doing a seamless co-op of Elden Ring in person. She was playing on her stream deck, I was on PC, and I have a really funny clip in mind of teasing her about her eating dog treats. Um, and we had Yarny themed gourmet dog treats. That was the bit. Yarny's gourmet dog treats. It was really funny, but that's probably one of my favorite memories. I have so many though. Almost every single time I stream with Staretsa, we get something that happens and it ends up going into that list of amazing memories. Last Friday's stream, for example, was really, really good. And I'm going to cherish these moments, these years that I've been a VTuber, because they have been easily some of the best years of my life. I would not want to do anything else. Um, rar.
aw.
And a few other really good memories have been subathons and donathons. I love singing on stream. I love singing in general, and doing karaoke live on stream, as nerve wracking as or as it can be, and as nervous and anxious as I can become at times. Those have been some of my favorite moments as well.
I also love karaoke here.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I
I,
don't think you were still joined us when we went to karaoke at TwitchCon, but had a lot of fun with that.
I deny it. That would have been really.
Hmm. Absolutely.
I actually, since you've mentioned it, have you ever thought about doing like a song cover? Popular.
I've thought about it. I have definitely thought about it. I don't think my singing voice is good enough. As much as from what I've heard recently, a lot of people would disagree. But I don't think I'm that good at it to do it. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually.
Well, the important thing is to also remember that that is after your audio.
True, true.
You should.
Do a duet and do the masculine parts as well as the feminine parts. I could do that.
I have genuinely thought about. doing that too.
Yeah.
I
Hey there, Cell. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Nice, nice. Glad to hear. It's been really nice being on your show here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always happy to have you. I
The
yeah.
mask part's just key in a mustache. Oh, my mustache.
Oh, I genuinely kind of miss all the giant mustaches stuff from like the early 2000s.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah.
That's in
Just
this.
really goofy, massive mustaches people were doing.
Yeah,
Or the little tattoos on the finger of the mustache that people would
yeah.
hold up beside their, mouth. Yeah.
I don't even remember exactly when that trend is, but every time I see it, like as a reference, like instant nostalgia.
Was it Vine? I think it might have been Vine.
Sounds about right.
Or maybe earlier than that, possibly. I don't know.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco.
Yeah,
Hey,
the poison.
poison for Cusco. That poison.
Squeaker, squeak.
Squeakers. Next.
Everyone has a Kronk voice, okay? Everyone does.
Right.
Right. Hey, nice cock.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter. Hey.
Now, when I usually get told is that show.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Ah,
fun. It's fun doing voices.
yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
What's the coolest dragon in media?
Coolest dragon in media.
You can't say
In
yourself.
any media? No, of course not. I don't think I'm the coolest. Uh, honestly, I've always thought Bahamut is the coolest dragon in media. Specifically from Final Fantasy 11 Bahamut, specifically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's just really big. He is basically the herald of the end times in that game. Once Bahamut appears, shit's hitting the fan, and the end times are upon us. The end is nigh. That kind of deal.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Right on.
we got more questions suddenly. Um,
Oh.
all
Oh,
right.
okay.
Did you have a crush on a fictional character growing up?
I have a list. I was talking in Sophie's chat yesterday, about video game crushes specifically. But yes, I have a list of video game crushes. It's quite long. But yeah, I did. For example, and you can feel free to look up these names if you want. A lot of them are coming from this game that I've mentioned a few times on stream today, but Final Fantasy 11. However, if we're going to go back to the very game that I mentioned even earlier, Breath of Fire, Nina, a very pretty bird girl from the nation of Wendia. She is a princess. And specifically in Breath of Fire 2, she has a look about her that is very, very gender. Yeah, she was probably one of my earlier game crushes. But then there's also, Lion or Lillicet or Prish from Final Fantasy 11. I
Oh,
have a list.
I didn't play Final
I'm not
Fantasy
gonna go down
11.
it.
Trish was amazing in Dissidia.
Hmm. She is. I love her personality. It was one of those things with me. Whether it was, do I want to, date her or do I want to be her? I love her personality, her spunky attitude, and I've always wanted that for myself. To be that gung ho and outgoing and spunky like she is. I've always thought she was so cool.
It's awesome.
Hmm.
Next question. Princess, would you please hire me back as a maid? I promise I won't try to unionize or overhaul the architecture anymore.
Because the word unionize was in there, I immediately know who this is coming from. Spooky, no, you were never one of my maids. And I'm not hiring you on. If anything, you can be food. You're a sheep. You would go really well in a nice curry. Sheep vindaloo is really tasty. I do love me some Indian food. Um, so yeah. Hi. I'm so sorry that my community is now taking over your submissions.
Ah, it's fine. It's what it's for. um, but we are at the point of commission of more questions where they're like in deciding to instead of put them at the bottom, they're just inserting them randomly. That's
Oh
like the
no.
one bad part about this form system I do.
Oh no.
So now it's like I have to like go through it to find new questions.
Oh no.
But it's fine. I was just looking at a new one. Hold on, wait. Uh, what is your life motto?
Life motto? Um, I don't know if it's my life motto, but it's a motto I love. And it's something that, going back to Musou games, like we were talking about earlier from Hyrule Warriors, there is a character in Samurai Warriors, I believe it was Samurai Warriors 2 or 3 on the PS2, Magoichi Saiga. At the very end of his campaign, he gets on horseback, he throws his musket over his shoulder, he looks off to the sun and goes, I'm what you would call a free spirit. I'll just live day to day. And I like that. I like that a lot. That's what I try to do. I try not to stress too much about a lot of things that are going on. I just try to do my best to take things as they come and live day to day.
Lovely.
Mm.
Uh, next
At least that's
question.
the first one that comes to mind. Anyway,
Yeah.
next question, yes.
Next question. Did you eat food, hydrate, and take care of yourself today?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I did. I had myself a nice bowl of oatmeal this morning, along with, a croissant sandwich and water. Well, I had coffee this morning. But I do know that one came from Spooky too. Uh, Spooky. I'm hanging you up to dry. I'm a dunk you in milk and then hang you up by your hooves.
My brain immediately goes, all I've had today is chocolate milk energy drink.
Sell.
Well, to be fair, I got them to replace coffee.
Sell.
There's a chocolate milk energy. It's chocolate milk powder that is
You
also.
haven't eaten, have you?
No, I'm gonna eat afterwards. It's more, it was just too much work. I woke up late.
Oh my goodness. Cell's community. Is Cell normally like this? Does Cell not normally eat?
Honestly, I usually don't eat any breakfast. I don't eat till like later usually.
As long as you're taking care of yourself.
I was just like, oh yeah, that's I didn't. Chalky milk is good, but it's not a replacement for food. I mean, I didn't mean it to be a
No.
replacement for food. I meant it to be a replacement for coffee. Hi. Anyway, next question.
Yeah.
Uh, not dragons. What do you think is the apex of the fantasy food chain?
If not dragons.
Like what would eat a dragon? Is that the question?
No, if dragons were out of the picture, what would be the next large fantasy creature to be the top, dog, I think. That's how I took it anyway. Uh,
My brain immediately
um,
jumps to Tarask.
right, right. I feel like that's a cop out though, almost.
They're kind of just like really big dragons.
They kind of are, yeah. They're just massive, huge lizards, uh, with lots of spikes. A very spiky lizard. If it wasn't, well, aren't beholders up there too? But I guess they wouldn't eat things as much, right? We're talking about creatures that
Yeah,
eat. Uh, hmm, hmm. Would hydras fall under the dragon category? I think so. I think they would, right?
I mean,
Griffins would be up there. Chimeras, manticores. Uh, one of those maybe.
also just side note, people don't use Manticore.
They don't. They don't. Huge old liony dudes with like snake tails
Yeah, they're and they
that stand on their, back feet
and they
and
shoot
sometimes have wings,
and in the
but
actual
not always.
mythology, they can shoot stuff out of their tail.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's just cool. I can't
Yeah.
think of like anything that uses them. So
The image of a manticore that comes to mind is either the one from My Little Pony or um or Final Fantasy 11. That's all that's in my head ever is FF11. I do apologize.
my first thought is the Manticore from the Ninja Sex Party song, where it's just a guy with a lion
The
mask.
manticore invented death and all things that are bad. You'll kill your sister just for fun and make out with your dad. Oh my gosh, I love NSP.
Oh, me too. Uh, next question.
Woo!
Have you ever seen that clip where he's just like, so he's like, I got that song idea from you, Aaron. Like, what? He's just like, yeah, he's like, you were saying, just go ahead, writer's block. And you were like, just write something like Unicorn Wizards or something. And you were like, that's such a dumb idea. And I was like, Unicorn Wizard.
Unicorn. Yeah, I do. I have seen that. I used to be really into Game Grumps a lot more than I have been in recent years. I just don't have time anymore.
Yeah. When they extended the length of the episodes, it also kind of put it out of my watchability range.
Yeah, same.
Um, did we hit the end? Or is it just all
Did
mixed
we?
together again?
Did we at the end?
Which meat is best? Fish, beef, or chicken? That's missing mutton
Honestly,
and pork.
uh, mutton and pork are in there too. And if they were included, mutton would definitely be, top. I love lamb a lot. It's really tasty. It's really juicy. It's such a really nice tender meat. But out of the three that were listed, I think chicken's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, chicken's really versatile.
It's incredibly versatile. It tastes really good when it's spicy. Um, and it can go in a lot of things. I love chicken.
I also like. I agree with that. Uh, if you include the other ones, is it still chicken?
No, no, mutton would definitely be first, and then chicken, and
Ah,
then pork probably, and then fish would be last. I'm not a big fish eater. Like if I go out for sushi, sure I'll have sushi. Um, with priority going after eel sushi, but not a big
yes.
fish person.
Eel's the best sushi.
Eel is the best. It is easily the best. I love eel.
Hi. That is actually my go-to fish that I always point at if they don't normally like fish. I'm like, go try eel. Like
Yeah,
that's isn't eel like crazy? And I'm like, no, it's like the least fish in like the best way
it
though.
is. It really is. It has a really good flavor to it. It's like the least fishy fish meat out there.
It's actually almost closer to like kind of like beef, but not quite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, whenever they
Neat.
put stuff in it, they call it dragon.
Mhm.
So it's like
Yeah.
the dragon roll, and it's well,
Mm-hmm. It's so
yeah,
good. I love it.
very thematically appropriate for you.
Right, right. I thought so too. I thought so too.
And
Oh my goodness, Natty. Sorry, go ahead.
I can. All right, that is actually the end of the question.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah, it was. So, um, I guess thank you so much for being. Or wait, no, wait, I did miss one. The one I was saving for
Oh,
last.
okay.
Do you have any big plans for the future?
I have my debut for my Live 2D Kobold model that I am still putting together. I am going to do an in-depth lore video on her. It's going to be like the last one I put out, almost very similar script, but I'm going to add a little bit more to it. I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to clean up stuff. I'm going to make a whole ass video on that one. Um, Really excited for the debut of Keybold. That'll probably still be a few months down the line. At the end of next month, at the end of June, I'm going to be going to Offkai. Um, so I'm really excited for that. We went last year, and after last year, me, Yarny, and Sophie decided, you know what? We don't need TwitchCon. We would rather go to a convention that's all VTubers. So we're probably not going to be going to TwitchCons in the future.
You know,
Wouldn't
sorry.
hmm?
I was just gonna say, I actually tried to convince my group to all switch to Offkai at least for 1 year, since they're going all the same location every year for TwitchCon now.
Hmm.
I could not. We could not get that figured out, sadly.
Hmm. That's unfortunate. There's so much going on at Offkai. In fact, they had so many people that showed up to last year's Offkai that they got a new venue that is like way bigger than the one they had last year, and it's a whole thing, and I'm super excited for it. What else is going on in my life? I don't really have a lot else. Still just doing Dragon Council stuff. I need to do more writing because, of course, I do. I never not need to. Um, I do a lot of ASMR stuff that I post. A lot of it has been in other locations, but I do have some over on my YouTube.
Stay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten really, really comfortable with my voice over the last few years, and I enjoy using it to the utmost best of my ability.
You would be really good at ASMR.
So I've been told I have a lot of good feedback on what I've made in the past. I just need more feedback. I need more people telling me that I do a good job, because reassurances are like peak for me.
You know what? Yeah, you do. I'm sure you do great. I haven't listened to any ASMR, but I just think your voice,
Aw, thank you, Sel. Thank you. I appreciate that.
her voice would be nice.
My voice do be nice.
But yeah, I guess that question kind of leads straight into our final thing. Here's your
Mhm.
soapbox to advertise yourself.
Okay.
Um,
I'm super easy to self-advertise. Again, my name is Kyllier, Kyllier. You punch that in online in any search algorithm, and I will be all you get, really. Um, as I am so well branded and my name is so original that nobody else has it. So you can find me over on Blue Sky. I don't post on Shitter anymore. I am on I'm on YouTube. I post a lot of clips, edited clips and shorts over on YouTube. I stream on YouTube as well. I do multi-streaming between Twitch and YouTube. So if you're unable to watch Twitch for any given reason, any time of the day, but you do have access to YouTube, well, you can find me over there as well. I sometimes post my clips and shorts to TikTok and Instagram as well, if that's your thing. And I recently had another drop on Uwu Market. If you're not familiar with Uwu Market, they partner up with streamers and creators like myself, and they set you up with merch. And so I have a whole setup of merch on there for my Dragon Girl design here that you see in front of you. And within the last month or two, I just dropped another set of merch for my Kobold form as well. And that one came out pretty good too. And so go and check that out if you want some key merch. I don't really have anything else to show though myself. Yeah. That's me. Come follow me over on Twitch. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Fridays are off and on. So I swap with my wife's rates on whose channel we're going to be streaming on Friday. So we'll either be on my channel or hers. This Friday, we're going to be on her channel playing some Zelda Twilight Princess. We are literally at the end of the game. We're doing a parallel play where we're both playing it at the exact same time and we're progressing through it at the same rate and we're commentating on it and enjoying the game together. And it's been a really fun series so far. So be sure to stop by and check that out. And yeah, it'll be good.
That's
If it's Sunday, yeah, Sunday I'm playing Claire Obscure, which has been phenomenal so far and will more than likely end up being game of the year this year.
that is actually the next game I'm playing.
It's good.
Been
It is so
pressured
good.
that.
Within the first few hours of the game, I cried twice.
Oh.
No game has ever made me do that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's it's really, really good. It has a phenomenal story. The characters are great. The world is great. The music is great. You're going to love it. I hope you enjoy it.
Forward to it then.
Mm.
Um, well, thank you so much for being on. Key, I really appreciate it. And for real, go check out Key. They are amazing. Genuinely one of like my coolest friends on here, I think. Um, but
Well, thank you for having me.
as always, you know the drill. I hope you had a cell of a night. Check out all of the doobly doos if you want to follow me for stuff also. And follow Key. And uh honestly, normally I don't write out of these.
You have
Maddie,
a suggestion?
I was gonna say, yeah, since we've cut them up enough, would you like me to raid one of your partners?
Yeah, can we raid Saritsa?
Yes.
Listen, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for the love and support and everything that my partners have given to me over the last few years. I I owe them so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoy their content as well and give them a shot. They're great. Saritsa is phenomenal. She is a Fox Witch VTuber. She recently just got new overlay stuff. She has a whole new BRB scene with music and everything, and I'm so happy for her. And Yarny has been playing a ton of Elden Ring. Yarny and I will be streaming Elden Ring Night Rain Friday morning, and
Ooh,
then we'll be streaming it some more on Saturday as well.
awesome. Yarny was actually on the
Yeah.
show before.
Yeah, so you told me. I don't think I was watching during that. How'd that go?
I think it went pretty well. Talked a
Yeah.
lot about Elden Ring.
I believe it. I believe it. She's obsessed.
It's also the only Souls game that I've played, so I
Mhm.
and I know what her whole thing is. games, and I was like, oh wait, didn't I should have played another one beforehand. Like, I didn't study enough for this.
Aw.
Um, but anyways, thank you all so much, and I hope you all had a Celvion night.